Hey everyone, Chris Roma here, aka Roma Aquatics. Said I was going to do this live, but after reading the instructions I figured it'd be a pretty boring live video because we'd pretty much just be waiting for water to boil and then waiting for water to cool off. So I'm doing it a little forehand and hopefully I could get it out by the time I said I was going live. So it will be live, just with a time delay of whenever you watch it till now. But let's get to it. Here is my computer. You navigate to discob.com and search for SEMO, Silane Shrimp Effective Microorganism, and you'll find these directions there. This is what you need. Pause the video if you need to write that down. I'm going to use a little bit more water because it says in one of these variations here that you could double the water, and I will because I tend to overfeed sometimes, so I'd rather have it more watered down than more potent. But this is what we got going on here. We had a measuring cup, a bottle to put it in. I got that at the dollar store, BPA free. Tablespoon, teaspoon, some sugar, Mosura Rich Water. This is optional, but this is basically food for this. This is the bacteria, BT-9, and the rich water is food, and then the sugar is even more food for it. And then I have a whisk to mix it all together. So let me put the camera up here and we'll get to work. So it says step number 1. Boil a kettle of water. Already did. If you use chloramine in your tap water, advise you to use dechlorinated bottle or distilled RO water. Oh, probably should have read that before I boiled the water. So take number 2. We'll be back after I boil more water. RO water this time. And we're back, and I read the rest of the directions, and we are only doing 500 milliliters because my container is only 750 milliliters, and we need to leave a little room for expansion when the bacteria starts releasing gases and whatnot. So I'm going to pour 500 milliliters of just under boiling water, because it was boiling a second ago, but it's not anymore. What's next on the list? 2 tablespoons of Mosura Rich Water and put into the mix. Now these instructions are telling me to make it all in the squeeze bottle, but I don't really want to put boiling water into that squeeze bottle from the dollar store, so I'm not gonna. And it came with a spoon, and I really hope these directions aren't referring to this spoon, but it says tablespoon and teaspoon, so I'm assuming it means tablespoon and teaspoon. So 2 tablespoons of Mosura Rich Water. That's the big one. Level, not heaping. And I'm going to do a little less than what it says, so not even a full one. Put 4 tablespoons of sugar. I am doing 3. 1. Those tablespoons. 2. 3. Alright, maybe 3.5, so I'm not that far off the recipe. Mix. And this is why I was going to do this video live, but I'm not, because a lot of the video would have just been me boiling the water, which kind of was already, well, for the camera. So make sure you use RO water the first time around. This kind of smells like tea. I almost want to drink that. It smells good. But yeah, now we have to let this basically, we wanted the hot water so it would dissolve the sugar really nice. And before we want to we want this to come back down to room temperature before we add the bacteria, because obviously boiling water will kill off the bacteria. So now we have something that looks like tea. Doesn't smell too bad. So I'm actually going to let that come down to room temperature. I'm going to put an ice cube in there, actually, maybe 2, to just help it along a second. Now, help it along a bit. Alright, see you back when this is room temperature. So what I did here to help the cooling process along here is I just took a bigger bowl, I filled it up with cold water. Not cold, but you know, colder. And I just put the measuring cup in here. And that'll help cool it off a little bit faster. So we'll be back. So it's probably been about an hour, and we are just about at room temperature. Perfecto. So what I did was I went ahead during the break, and see all this powder in here? See that powder in there? I just went ahead and I put 1 teaspoon of this Mosura BT-9 in here off camera because I knew I'd make a mess. So I had to do it really slow, so I saved you guys the pain of watching me do that. But now all I'm going to do is pour this into here. Actually, I'm going to take my whisk, stir it up, make sure I get all that good rich water stuff nice and dissolved in there. Any leftover sugars. I'm going to pour kind of fast. Try to get everything I can. Bam. Little nozzle top. And as to directions, you do tighten the top on, but you do not shake it. You just turn it upside down a couple times, but then again, the directions, as you can see, it's still kind of all just stuck in a lump down there. So it looks like I'm going to have to get some in there stirred up. That's why you follow the directions exactly. The directions told me to put hot water in there and stuff, so I couldn't do that. Not with the bottle that I bought. So it said right on that do not for hot liquid. So I'm just grabbing a straw here. I'm just gonna get right down into this pile of stuff. Just poke it around a little bit. Get it loosened up. You can see it's all floating up to the top a little bit there. Alright. So now that's bacteria. That'll make its way out even if it's clumpy, huh? And I'm sure it'll dissolve eventually. Turn up and down a couple times as per the directions, but don't shake it. Just turn it upside down. And now what we want to do is just put this in a dark spot at room temperature, like in your shrimp room somewhere, some dark spot. I was gonna buy a container that was dark, so it wouldn't matter, but I couldn't at the dollar store. I didn't have many choices, but I thought about it. If you can get a container that's already, the liquid's gonna be dark inside, doesn't matter if you put it in a dark spot. So, and now I have to find a dark spot or a cardboard box that's big enough to put over this, but that is SEMO. So we'll feed it in 2 to 3 weeks when it's ready. Probably 3 weeks. See how it goes. Alright. Later, guys. Till next time. Oh, I guess one more time before we go. These are the two main products that I used. And this one's optional, but why not? If it's gonna help, it's gonna help. Alright, till next time guys, later.